What's up everyone, and welcome back to the Bold and the Beautiful 24 official channel. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button today. Let's get started. Sheila is forced to make a decision as Luna pursues Deacon. According to the Bold and the Beautiful, Sheila Sharp will eventually be forced to choose between Deacon Sharp and Luna Nozawa. Deacon has not been Sheila's rock for years, despite the fact that Sheila loves Luna and wishes for her survival. If Sheila is forced to choose, who will she choose? Sheila Sharp is very fond of her granddaughter. Sheila has never wavered in her declaration of her love for Luna. Sheila has demonstrated her desire for them to get along by repeatedly expressing her love for Luna to Deacon. Deacon, on the other hand, does not intend to get close to Luna. Deacon is glad Luna is gone because she killed two of his best friends. Luna, in Sheila's opinion, is like her and has the potential to be saved. Sheila, on the other hand, thinks Luna is kind of crazy about 3 times. Luna has no redeeming qualities because Luna believes that she is entitled to have whatever she wants no matter what. Deacon has attempted to explain that to Sheila, but she won't listen. Deacon Sharp doesn't like Luna Nozawa. Luna doesn't like Deacon at all, and she knows how he feels about her. Luna, on the other hand, wants to spend time with Sheila. It seems that Luna could decide that Deacon is a problem and go after him, especially if he figures out what happened with Will. After all, until Luna is ready, she doesn't want anyone to know that she slept with Will. If Deacon finds Luna alive, he is certainly going to want to call the police and have her put away. At that point, Luna might decide that Deacon should leave. Will Luna acquire a second gun and attempt to kill Deacon in order to spend time with Sheila? Will Deacon survive going up against Sheila's lunatic granddaughter? Sheila Sharp may be forced to make a decision. Sheila may be forced to choose between her husband and her granddaughter if she walks in and sees Luna holding a gun to Deacon. Sheila has already stepped between Luna and Steffi Forrester. Does Luna intend to put her back in that position? How much will Sheila go to prevent Deacon from dying? Sheila and Lee Finnegan have fought to try to keep Luna out of prison and give her another chance to get things right. However, pursuing Deacon would unquestionably demonstrate that Luna has not changed. In order to save her husband, will Sheila be compelled to kill her granddaughter? Will Luna manage to take out Deacon before Sheila gets time to act? The Bold and the Beautiful reveal there are 3 must-see moments for the week of August 25, 2025. Fans can expect Will Spencer to turn to Sheila Carter Sharp for help. Carter Walton wants to elope. However, Liam Spencer is encouraged to fight for his family by Bill Spencer. Continue reading to learn more about the upcoming episodes of the CBS soap opera. Will Spencer's mystery. Let's begin with Will, who is aware that he had a sexual encounter with someone the night of the party. The young man mistakenly believed it to be Electra Forrester. However, she already confirmed that she never came back that night. So far, Electra just assumes Will had a drunken vision or dream. Will knows that he definitely slept with someone, he just doesn't know who. Sheila Carter Sharp ambushed. Will has already spoken with Deacon Sharp, who was unable to provide much information. Will then talks to Sheila in an effort to learn more about that night. However, without incriminating both herself and Lee Finnegan, Sheila cannot claim that he slept with Luna Nozawa. I wonder if Sheila will blame Lainey since she's had the hots for Will since she started at Forrester Creations. If my memory serves me correctly, I also believe that Lainey was one of the mean girls who targeted Electra prior to recognizing that she was a designer. Plan for Carter Walton's elopement. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that another must-see moment for the week of August 25 centers on Carter and Hope Logan. Hope accepted the COO's initial proposal. Naturally, that was the time when everyone thought Liam was dying. Carter intends to break up with Hope because he is so eager to complete the transaction. Fight in Liam Spencer's family. Liam, on the other hand, is talking to Bill while Carter is planning an elopement with Hope. His son will be urged to fight for his family by the patriarch. So, that has Liam making a desperate plea to Hope, which is probably to reunite. The thing is, Hope does want Liam back. Nevertheless, she has already accepted Carter's offer, and he has been so kind to her. Hope needs to follow her heart and be honest, but how to do that without destroying Carter? Regardless, it appears that Daphne Rose was correct about Hope all along. Carter was informed by the nose that Hope wants her ex-husband back. It did not take place that day, but it appears to be taking place right now. I'm sure Daphne will be right there to soothe Carter's broken heart, so stay tuned. The precarious and explosive equilibrium that defines life at Il Giardino and its surrounding orbit is hurtling toward a catastrophic confrontation, one that will force the reformed but forever volatile Sheila Carter Sharp to make the ultimate choice between the two most powerful loves of her life: the steadfast, redemptive devotion of her husband, Deacon Sharp, and the twisted, primal bond she shares with her biological granddaughter, the unrepentant killer Luna Nozawa. This impending crisis is not merely a familial disagreement, it is a battle for Sheila's very soul, a test of whether the hard-won stability she has found with Deacon can withstand the corrosive, all-consuming pull of blood loyalty to a young woman who is not just a reflection of her own darkest past but an active, escalating threat to her fragile present. Sheila's love for Luna is a ferocious, irrational force, born from a lifetime of being an outcast and the desperate yearning for familial connection. She sees in Luna not just a granddaughter, but a kindred spirit, a mini-me whom she believes can be saved and redeemed, just as she herself is attempting to be. She has repeatedly defended Luna in front of Deacon, dismissing his legitimate and horrifying concerns regarding the young woman who killed Tom Starr and Hollis, two of his friends, as a failure to recognize her potential. The story of Sheila is one of redemption. She and Lee Finnegan fought to save Luna from certain death, and then they faked her death to give Luna a second chance and a fresh start. Sheila believed that Luna's commitment to the future and this grand deception were the ultimate expressions of love. However, this idealized vision is crashing against the unyielding reality of Luna's pathology. Luna is seeking entitlement rather than redemption. She demonstrates this trait by preying on a drunken Will Spencer and now, possibly, by setting her sights on eliminating the one man who stands in her way of having unlimited access to her grandmother, Deacon. She believes that she is worthy of whatever she wants, regardless of the cost to others. Deacon's position is unchangeable and morally unambiguous. He is glad Luna left. Her victims were his friends, and she is a killer. He has attempted to tolerate the discussion of her for the sake of Sheila, but he has established a firm boundary. He does not want anything to do with her and poses a direct threat to Luna's freedom. Luna, acutely aware of his emotions, shows him the same disdain. She only tolerates Deacon because he prevents her from having a relationship with Sheila, which she may soon decide to end. Will Spencer's persistent investigation into the mystery of his blackout night will serve as the impetus for this. Sheila will become entangled in a web of her own making as Will gathers clues that point to a masked intruder and turns to Sheila for assistance. Will would betray Luna and Lee by disclosing the truth, which would expose their enormous crime and immediately send Luna to jail. Luna's dangerous behavior would be further facilitated by lying, possibly by directing suspicion toward an innocent person like Laney. However, the greatest threat will arise if Deacon, an intelligent and perceptive individual, determines the truth for himself. Deacon will call the police if he discovers that Luna is still alive and concludes that she was involved in Will's violation. His moral compass is absolute when it comes to violent crime, especially when it is committed against someone he cares about like Will, even though it can be swayed in matters of romance or business. This act would be the trigger for Luna's most desperate and deadly move yet. Luna was able to easily justify Deacon's removal because she saw him not only as an annoyance but also as a real threat to her freedom and her connection to Sheila. She might get a gun, a dark nod to her grandmother's preferred weapon, and confront Deacon in a terrifying rerun of her previous crimes. Sheila must make her final decision at this point. Walking in on a scene where her unhinged granddaughter is holding a gun to her husband's head would tear her in two. Her entire world would collapse into a single, horrific choice. Deacon, the man who saw the good in her when no one else did, who gave her unconditional love and a path to normalcy, is on one side. He is her rock and the one who can bring her back to life. On the other is Luna, her flesh and blood, the embodiment of the second chance she never had, the living proof that her capacity for love is not entirely monstrous. Sheila has already demonstrated a willingness to physically interpose herself between Luna and danger, as she did with Steffi. But this would be different. This would be choosing between Luna and Deacon, not protecting Luna from an external threat. She would have to stop Luna, which could be fatal if she tried to save Deacon. The core of this impending tragedy is the question of whether Sheila would kill her own granddaughter to save her husband. The nature of her reformation provides the solution. Her love for Deacon is based on the future he represents. Her love for Luna is based on the past she recognizes. If forced to choose, the future may ultimately hold more power, but the cost would destroy the very future she is trying to protect. Sheila would be forever changed by the act of killing Luna to save Deacon, likely sending her back into the darkness from which Deacon had pulled her. It would be a defeatist and tragic victory. Alternatively, if she hesitates, Even for a second, Luna, who has already proven herself capable of cold-blooded murder, would not. Dependent on a split-second decision from a woman torn between competing loyalties, Deacon's survival would be in jeopardy.